Hi guys, welcome back to the Addicted Bookworm. Alright, first of all, I want to warn you guys, the people in the front of this building is doing some work in the front of the apartment. Not my apartment, but the apartment in the front. So if there is any kind of horrible sound that makes you want to kill your spouse, it's not my fault, it's their fault. Alright, so I said I was going to wait a month before I did a Kobo Libra color review, but I decided to change that, and basically it was like, I'm going to read 5 books, maybe 6, and that should give me a very good idea if I happen to like this device or I don't like this device. So I have read about a total of 5 books on here, so I have enough experience with it now to give you an accurate review of it, and then at the end of let's see here. Then the 5th of next month, I will come back and I will do a 1-month review of it because I definitely will have more experience with it. So this is my Kobo Libra color. No, I did not get it in white. I did want to get it in white because I wanted another color besides what I generally have. Unfortunately, the white one was going to take a lot longer for me to get it, and I really wasn't going to wait an entire month to get a device that I probably would have gotten in like 3 weeks or 2 weeks on the actual website. So for people that don't know, the Kobo Libra color is one of the first color I believe it's touted as one of the first color e-readers that ever came out. And it does just basically 2 things. It reads ebooks and you can listen to audiobooks. I actually have an audiobook on here that I'm actually going to sit down and listen to like 2 chapters of it. It's Max the Cat. It's the first book. It's the first book in the series. It's the first audiobook from that series. So one of the biggest draws that people love about the Kobo Libra colors, you can annotate in color. Different colors. You can have a little system up about, what you're emotional state is this, this is this color. I'm thinking about doing that as well because just to make everything a lot easier. One of the biggest draws of this is you'll be able to connect with Overdrive, meaning that you can check out library books not on the app but on the actual device, which is great. This has, I believe, 32 or I think it's 35 or 32 gigabytes of storage, which can hold an insane amount of ebooks. But I think it's like 150 some audiobooks, meaning that that if I want to short up room, I'm going to have to kind of remove from my books, which I'm fine with. So my book is in dark mode. I like dark mode. Dark mode is better on my eyes, but you can annotate. So like I have the Kobo stylus. This is the actual Kobo stylus. I bought this off of Amazon, but it is from Kobo. And I can do all sorts of stuff with it. So I'm going to try to... And put a heart there. Or I can underline. Or I can annotate, highlight. So like, I don't know if you can see it here, but there's that button, and I can press it, and I can annotate. I do a little scribble, and it's off. So, a lot of fun. This is Weird Terror. This is the second book that I picked up. This was like 99 cents. So it went from Kobo Plus to EPUB. And then they have my books, and I actually have that this way, or if I want to, Um, see here, I can do that. Let's see here. Add to collection, and then circle there and TBR, and I can save that. So there's that, and then I can press a little 1, and I can press cover view, and just like on my Nook, it will show you. So these are. Here's the thing: is I don't even know what these mean. But here they are. I actually got another book, Dining with the Dead, so I'm really eager to read that book. Then they have the Discover bar. It says The House of Spirits by Isabella Allende. It says basically it's a program on Prime. Here's my wish list. Here is my recommendations. So really cool. One of the big things, just like with the Kobo Clara BW, the Kobo Libra Color does not try to sell you books that you don't want. They only focus on the books that you have, which is absolutely wonderful. I love that. My only thing I don't like is the sleep case. Now, I actually thought this was maybe a generic slip cases are like this. I do intend to get later on down the road, way later on down the road, a sleep case from Kobo and see if that does anything. But I love this because it has a little cat on it. It says good night, and I put a little sticker in the back. Same thing, cat, good night. But yeah, so piece of very good advice. Unless you are traveling with your Kobo, you don't really need a sleep case. You can just use the clear case. I just love everything about the Kobo ecosystem. Now, there are books that I cannot get on Kobo that I have to get off of Kindle, which this is why I'm keeping my Kindles, because I still use them. All in all, it is a really great device. You can do Google Drive. So, like, I think it's like if you get an ebook, you can drop it down into your Kobo, which I'm actually going to try that at some point down the road. So there's a lot of things in here that I'm going to actually wait to actually use. I want, especially the Dropbox one, or the Google Drive one. No, Google Drive. Because I want to finish the books that I have now. I'm actually not going to be acquiring any more books until I get the books I have read down to probably about 10 books on my TBR, maybe 5 fantasy books that are part of Kobo Plus, and a couple, maybe 5 horror books. The Nancy Drew ones I'm not really concerned about, because those are just basically I should say it, they're what was it, acquired as I go. So, but it's mainly my horror, my fantasy, and my TBR that I want to get down to at least, TBR, 10 books and all that. So I'm not going to be acquiring any more books. After I do that, I'm going to go on bookshop.org and purchase a ebook, because a part of the proceeds go towards independent booksellers. So I'm actually going to see how I can download that book onto my Kobo. Now, another thing I like about it is the page turn buttons. I've loved them since I had a Nook. Absolutely amazing feature that Kobos have. I know some of the earlier ones did not have the power button, in the back. They had it down here where people hate it. So I guess they realized that people hated it and decided to decided to change that. Now, I've had this for a week, and I've had people say in videos about how their Kobos would freeze, or their Kobos would do weird stuff, and all that. And the question that's always like asked to them is, what are you reading, or like, how did you acquire the file? Because I think what's going on is that if you acquire the file through like really shady kind of places, it will screw up your Kobo. Another thing that people are claiming is that their screens are freezing. I've had mine for a week. I have not had the screen freeze, which is great. But they all have one thing in common. They have a mag light pop socket. And of course, one source says it won't damage your Kobo, and one source says it will. My rule of thumb is, if it's a magnet and it's come in contact with your device, it's going to mess it up. And that is just, I run on the air of caution. Also, I don't really like pop sockets. I don't even have a pop socket for my phone. I just don't like them. I don't think they're necessary. If you cannot hold your phone without a pop socket, you have very weak wrist muscles. It is probably from the fact that you have been typing on your phone for a extremely long time. And trust me, I went to a hand doctor. I know what I'm talking about. I never use them. I never use pop sockets. I don't find them necessary. I find them absolutely idiotic and dumb. They're just not something that I am even remotely interested in. I did see a pop socket with a book on it. I walked past it. Didn't need it. Because this is a $225 device. Even if you're not talking about, paying it on Mother's Day, it's a $225 device. Why would you put a magnet on a device that has circuitry that is most likely prone to failing if it's in the presence of a magnet? I don't quite understand. So I don't do that. I also don't download from shady sites. I don't. So probably what's going on is they're downloading books from shady sites, and it's causing that problem. Now, if it's a natural, like, defect in the product, that is one thing. But if you're downloading, and then of course people are going on the internet, and they're totally destroying the purpose of an e-reader, and they're complaining that their device is acting up. I'm like, okay. I don't know what to say. I'm not a tech person, but I think you've done something to your device. So it's something else. It's just like, I've had this for a week, and I've had no issues with it. Now I was on Book Talk, and this one woman was saying that she had her device for 3 days and it started acting up. And here's the thing is, we don't know the full story of why her Kobo is acting up, but if it is because of what she's downloading, thinking that this is just like a regular computer type of thing, that might be the case. She's saying that this pen is a piece of garbage. I've had this for a couple of days and I love it. I protect that box with the replacement tips like it's supposed to go in Fort Knox. So another thing about the Kobo is the side is magnetized and the front is magnetized. You put that there. It does it really well. I don't really shake mine at all. There are stats on here, so if you want to know like how long you've been reading a book like see here, Moon Over Soho. When I finished that book, it recorded that I read it for 9 hours, which is which tells you it does not end. You know, when they say it's supposed to end. My only thing I don't like about Kobos in general is that they tell you, oh, in an hour you're going to have this book finished. 9 hours later, you finally finish it. It's not accurate at all. So let's go look at my stats. So here is the stats. And it says here, like, this chapter I have read 0. I have 16 minutes to go. In this chapter, the next chapter will take 10 minutes. It says I've got 1.7 hours to go before I'm done with the book. We'll see if that's true. I do like these stats a lot. It gives me a really good idea of how much I have read or how fast I've read. Another thing that I like is I can go to like the next book. If I want to read this book next after I finish this book, I can. It's just it does so much more than what the Kindles do, which is what I like so much about this device, is that it does more than the Kindle. I am pretty sure that the Kindle Scribe, which is a device I will never own, I have no desire to ever have it, doesn't have this information. Kobo Plus is absolutely amazing. I know some people get on there and get on the internet and say Kobo Plus sucks. I will never pay for it. There's nothing on there to read. I'm really getting sick. I've said this time and time again. I'm getting really sick and tired of people saying there's nothing on Kobo I'm interested in. I started my 30-day membership trial and I found 0 to read. I don't know what the heck you're reading. I don't think I want to know what you're reading. But probably Kobo's like, no. As far as like fantasy, they do have a lot of the popular New York Times best-selling authors. That's the only thing that I really cared about. I didn't care about these obscure indie authors. And then, of course, if you get 50% in, like I do, and I make a decision, oh, I'm going to buy it, I can actually buy it. And I can buy it right off the device, like your Kindles, like your Nooks, and all that. All in all, like I said, I've read 5 books, and I have absolutely enjoyed this device. I do take my Clara with me when I am going to, like, I'm at work. I take it with me because I just want to continue to read the book and everything. So, for people that want a color device, this is really great. Of course, you could I'm going to be honest, they have a colored version of this, and I'm very tempted to actually purchase. I know I have 2 Kobos. Why would I want a third? But I really would like to try the colored version of this. And yeah, so we'll see it. Also, I'm going to get another clear case because this has the remnants of Gorilla Glue on it. And I'm thinking about just buy 2 of them and just to replace this one and all that. Speaking of clear cases, every year, so when this device hits a year old, if I haven't got a new clear case for it, I'm just going to change it up. But every year, I'm going to buy a new clear case for my Kobos, for my Kindles, because they yellow, and I'm not a fan of plastic that's yellowing. I think it has to do with the heat that these devices produce. That's why it yellows. So, or maybe browns, one of the two. Okay, another thing. I want to, before I continue with that thought, they must have gone to lunch. Oh, good. Stay away. Alright, so, going back to what I was about ready to say. One of the things that people complain about, I don't know why, is that these colors are not vibrant. They're muted. Oh, why am I paying all this money for a device with muted colors? Did COVID damage your brain somehow? I just want to know. Why? Why are you bringing this up? The reason they bring it up is because they think that covers are supposed to be in brilliant, vibrant color on an e-ink display. No, it's not going to be that way at all. The reason that these colors are muted is because it is e-ink technology. Now, it will probably change later on down the road. But for right now, this is as good as you're going to get. If you want super vibrant colors on any kind of device, stick with your iPad, stick with your tablet. That way you don't got to worry about being upset and complain. I like this device. I mean, I do. What I don't like is people complaining about stuff that should be common knowledge. It should be common knowledge that you're not going to get the vibrant colors because you're not reading it on an LCD screen. You are reading it on an e-ink screen. Two different can of worms. So people, stop including that in your dang freaking reviews of your devices. Please stop doing that, because it pisses me off and it tells me that you know nothing about these screens and what they do. You just buy it because it's popular, and then you bitch and complain that, oh, the screen's not vibrant. The screen's not supposed to be fucking vibrant. Obviously, they never grew up with the newspapers. Everyone knows that e-ink screens are the colors not vibrant. I don't know why nobody gave you that memo. I don't know. But I get tired of it. Once again, this is not an LCD screen. You're not going to get it. Please stop complaining that the comic books, their muted, dull color is an insult to the artist. Please stop this fake outrage, because it is not good for you, because people are going to call you out on it time and time again. Every time somebody makes a comment about the e-ink screen not being vibrant, there's like 20 people that get on there and remind them, you're looking at an e-ink screen, not an LCD screen. One guy actually was nasty and said, what was the purpose of you buying an e-reader if you want to bitch about the color of the screen? Just I read manga. I don't expect a vibrant screen because 99% of it is black and white. So, yeah. Anyways, I am going to be very clear on it. Very clear. It's an e-ink screen. There's a color film on it. Yeah. And then, of course, don't complain about the... Oh, man, here's another thing they complain about, which pisses me off. Oh, the words are... what's that? I forgot what that word is. The words are... I can't remember. I know the word, but I can't get it out. They complain about it. Here's a little news flash for people that want to complain about the words. First of all, they do sell a black and white version of what you're reading on. They sell that. You can, they complain about the quality of the words. I have been reading on this for a week. I have read 5 books on this device. I have not noticed any change in how good the words are. I have not. And then, of course, they talk about the open door effect, or was it? I think that's called open door effect or window something. I've not seen it. I don't even look for it. I don't. I love it. I read on it every day. When I'm at work, I read on this. So Kobo's my favorite brand. I have made it a point that unless the author is on Kobo Plus, and I've been reading that series for quite some time, or I can get it from the library, I will definitely go and get it on Kindle. Because I want to continue to read the series. Anyways, oh yes, another thing I want to say I like about the Kobos in general or the company, is they have super points. I just use my super points to pay for the third book in the Country Store Mystery Series. Very, very happy about that, because the second book is among the 11 that I'm actually going to, well, actually 10 that I'm going to be reading this month. Anyways, that is my video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.